What up, guys? Mike here, your host in Mix TV. Why am I wearing a helmet? Every protection possible that we can use inside or outside the house, we need it. Especially now, of the pandemic. Let me take this off. We're gonna be talking about something serious today, and I'm looking funny right now. So, yeah, what's up, guys? Current events here in the Philippines, as well as somewhere outside the country, somewhere around the world as well. I just want to have a take on the current situation that the Philippines are. It's been a year, and we had that opportunity to go back to our normal lives, somehow the new normal, but then we actually messed it up. So we became complacent, and we started ignoring some of the protocols, particularly facial mask, face shields, social distancing, and other thing that's contributing to the growth of the cases on a daily basis. The government cannot actually stop the economy from going back to its normal trajectory. That we cannot afford another economy shutdown. They decided to put selected areas in the Philippines in quarantine. From the news, I've heard that we've already lost the fight against COVID. So that's very sad to hear. But in fact, we're still fighting, and everyone's still, hoping that this will end. And it's just a matter of time. As long as the vaccines are coming in, and governments are doing their best to acquire those vaccines and implement them, and then give those vaccinations to the right people at the right time, I think we're gonna get through this. So let's just do our part, and let's stay at home. Speaking of the vaccines, I think AstraZeneca is already finished, and 65 and above, if I'm not mistaken, 65 and above with comorbidities might need to wait for the next batch of vaccines to arrive. I think they're arriving around April. So for the meantime, they're using Sinovac for those qualified to get the vaccinations, while waiting for the AstraZeneca for those senior citizens with comorbidities as well. There have been checkpoints that was placed all around the borders of each town to city, towns and provinces, and there were miscommunications. One of it was a checkpoint was also trying to block people that are already within the bubble. It was clearly stated from IATF that as long as you're within the bubble, you are free to go around as long as it's within the bubble. If you're going out of the bubble, that's when you have to have documentation, you have to have valid purpose, and you're an A4. So other than that, you are free to go around. So that actually caused a lot of confusion. There were checkpoints around the borders that was taken out because, not borders, but within the bubble were taken out because it's causing too much traffic. It was a mess at the first implementation of ECQ, and now I think they're cleared that up already, and they took out those checkpoints and then left some of the checkpoints only for making sure that criminalities are still in check. Food deliveries are considered A4s, meaning they are allowed to go in and out of NCR bubble, provided that they're delivering food and other essential goods. The Lugaw incident, that was a really funny thing, and it's one of those confusion that kind of cost some of those people who are doing the checkpoints to send the wrong message. And it's just unfortunate that it was taken in a video. The person even allowed to be taken a video of her explaining why Lugaw is not an essential item. Me being an operator of a Tok franchise, I was also surprised to hear that Lugaw is not essential. I don't know, but I think that was taken care of. I think her superiors spoke to her already, and I think she has gotten massive bashers and bashing over social media because of that video that was posted by the Grab driver. Well, I cannot blame the Grab driver because he's not doing anything wrong. Even the Lugaw vendor or the bakery for that matter. So those are essential. Food are essential. Period. There's no question about that. But the government already confirmed that food deliveries, couriers such as Grab, TokTok, and Foodpanda should be allowed to deliver food 24/7 within or even outside the NCR Bubble Plus. And with that incident, I think it's already cleared and clarified. But there are also other deliveries that checkpoints also stopped. These are people who are delivering food, but they don't have the address or the confirmed address as proof that they're actually delivering food to that place. So that is a valid one. So I guess you cannot just simply deliver food. If you're a delivery courier and you're saying that you're delivering food for someone, you have to have some proof of delivery, some proof that you are actually delivering on this particular address. Anyways, so that is just one funny experience that everyone must learn. And I believe that we need to clearly understand these policies that are currently in place, and before we actually act on it, let's think about what we're gonna say if it's in public. I saw one last night. He had McDonald's delivered to his house in front of his gate, and of course he had to go out to accept the delivery, and then the tanod came and then arrested him for, I think, breaking curfew. So I don't know what was that, and he videoed the whole thing, and his phone was smashed to the ground by the tanods, and then he was like saying, this is as evidence, I was in front of my house receiving food from Grab, and I got apprehended by the tanod. So I don't know what happened to that, but I just saw the video, and I don't know if it's true that he's just standing outside his gate, because if it's true, then that's absurd, right? How would the food get into your house if you don't go out and pick it up yourself? Alright, so let's talk about the daily cases that's happening. Okta Research, they actually predicted based on the data that they've analyzed that our daily case will hit 10,000 by the end of March. They were on point, and I believe last Tuesday we hit 10,000 plus cases, and I think that's the one that triggered ECQ, which is actually a good move from the government. So the trending from Okta Research saying that 10,000 will be hit by end of March is actually on point. But the following day, when ECQ is already in place, we got a number of 6,000 plus, but that doesn't include a couple of hospitals that haven't submitted their numbers yet. So I would say that, whatever quarantine protocols that are currently being in place, I think it's working. I think people are staying at home, thank God. And as you can see from the numbers, from 10,000 to 6,000, of course, there's still a few numbers there that's not been submitted yet. But yesterday, the number was 8,000 plus. So that gives you a rough estimate of how much numbers actually is, because all the hospitals submitted their data. So we cannot wait for the numbers today. And that would probably be the indication whether there's going to be another ECQ. It's going to be coming next week. They'll be discussing it on Saturday whether there's gonna be another extension. But majority of the people from the hospitals, from the other sectors are agreeing to extending it. So I'm not saying that they shouldn't, but I think they should. It's also for our own good, and also it will help the hospitals and the facilities to actually cater for those who are currently being attended to, and those that are outside can be carried inside the hospitals. Outside the Philippines, this news has been very alarming. So hashtag anti-Asian-hate. I've seen like 3 videos of Filipino Americans, Asian Americans that are being bullied, being hurt by Americans in public transportation, on the street, they're just walking and minding their own business, and get hit and smacked on the face, kicked on the face, on the floor, stomped. A 65-year-old Filipino American has been hospitalized because she was brutally attacked. And what's more saddening is that the people who saw the guy hitting the lady just did nothing and even closed the door on her. I had to say that the guy was caught and he's a felon. So I didn't have the same experience as such, but I almost been bullied when I was in Europe. I was walking around a very crowded area, tourist spot place in Europe, and I'm alone, and I was walking around minding my own business, and this one fella, I think he's not from that country, but I think he's also a foreigner, was checking me out, and then I kind of saw him, so I tried to avoid him, but then he started following me, and then he put his arm on me, and then he started asking money from me, and then all that kind of stuff, and started bullying me. So I tried to avoid him and tried to stop interacting with him, but he kept insisting, but I think he's on drugs. So, but since the place is very crowded and I saw a crowd of police standing around the corner, so I purposely walked towards there, and then he just disappeared. So I don't know if it's just something, it's because we're Asian or we're easily be bullied, but I have my parents and my cousins and my other relatives in the US as well. So please take care of yourself, and like what they said, report this as soon as you've experienced it, you've seen it yourself, it happened to you, voice out, and then there's people who's gonna be helping you. And this doesn't just happen to normal people like us. So one news in Jeremy Lin also was called coronavirus. Yeah, famous people are also, this thing happens to them as well. So it's not just us little people or old people, but also famous people. I don't know what's happening to the world right now, aside from the pandemic, economy, the hate. I just hope we all get along, and let's focus on one problem at a time. Let's try to fix the pandemic, stay at home, stay healthy, follow protocol, and let's just wait it out until we get all vaccinated, and then this bloody virus gets out of the loop. That's current events for you. I know it's not current enough, but I just want to share what I've been observing this past few days, and it's really saddening. And speaking of COVID, I mean, knowing people that contracting COVID is really scary. So it means that it's really just floating around here wherever you are. So it's just a matter of you being careful, and making sure that you're protecting yourself by not going out. I just want to share my thoughts and my views about this, and I want to hear your thoughts as well about the Lugo incident, the anti-Asian hate, our COVID cases, and NCR Plus bubble. I hope the numbers goes down, and stop Asian hate. Alright, so please don't forget to like, share, and hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell so that you won't miss any videos from Mix TV. I'll see you on the next video. Bye.